Hello everybody and welcome to the event review for the upcoming event Nine Heroes. This would be the week of March 29th, 2024, which is the Easter event. And this cheerful fellow right here is a sign that they are going for an evil clown theme on this Easter event, I guess. So, because of some real life considerations, I don't have time to do all my usual write-ups for this, but I will go through the event in general. And this is a Sky Labyrinth week. And oddly, the Sky Labyrinth rewards are not available in the English spoiler, so we'll flip over to the Chinese for that. It's the usual stuff, but you also get festival treasure tickets. Every 2 floors you get 1 up to floor 22, and then more after that. It works out to a total of 21 in total, if you max out the Labyrinth. We'll flip back to the English for a second. There are a few other things in the Chinese, but the English is easier to start with on this one. Also, these are used for a little mini-game event that we'll get to in a second. The Wishing Fountain event for this week gives, as usual, it's 9 loops. Each loop gives 20 of this thread. That is the main event currency for the week. You also get 1 ticket and 200 of those foolish starry gems. And so you get 180 total thread for this and 9 of the tickets. The chests are as usual, except you also get some of those foolish starry gems. They're not super valuable, so the top 3 chests are not that much better than usual, but if you're ever on the fence about one of them, this might put you over. It's a nice little throw-in, basically. But here's the main part of the event, is the rabbit doll. Each rabbit doll you want to make has 5 steps. You go through an order. For the first 4 you create, you must select from the left 4 options here. And then for the last 3, once you've done the first 4, these 3 unlock. And you get your choice. So if you just make one rabbit, you can choose the gems or the scrolls. You can choose the toolboxes or the iron or the wood. So that part's nice. This event does have a lot of choice on what rewards you get, which is quite convenient. Each doll takes 150. There's 7 in total, so that's 1,050 thread. As mentioned above, you get 180 from the loops, and you get another 120 from the gem minigame. So 300 total, which means 2 rabbits. And the first 4 you make must be from these top 4. So you get your choice of these. So you get 2 free to play. You can have those 2 be a core and a sub-chest. You can have them be your artifact. You can have stellar. You get your choice, which is nice. I do approve of that in this event. There have been events in past for free to play. I've gotten 3. But if you're only going to give out 2, having them be like your pick of whatever 2 you want is good. And the artifact chests do all contain the Lucky Cat as well, so that is nice. But if you get past the original 4 and get on to the last 3, you get better rewards. You get the pink treasure as your throne instead of one of the orange treasures. It looks like there's 2 orange treasures here. As usual, we don't have treasure stats until the event goes live, but we'll see how those look. And each of the last 3 also gets you 2 top rewards: 2 subs, 2 cores, 2 subs, or 2 lots of Spirit Vein, 1 of each, 2 lots of Aurora gems. So a lot of Destiny materials in this. Late game players are going to like this event. You get 2, 4, 6, 8 lots of Destiny material, which is, I think, the most we've seen in quite a while. It's the usual big event in terms of what rewards you get. The usual, like, 10 from the main plus 4 bonus for completing it is very typical. And as we'll see in a minute, it is a bit cheaper than other events, so that part's nice as well. One of the side events is the Easter eggs. This is how I mentioned you get 120 from this. You can buy 60 of these with gems. Works out to a total cost of 24,000 gems. So pretty reasonable. And that gets you 120 thread. And each one gets you a random reward. And I kind of think it's nifty how they did this. One of the random rewards you can get is the next tier up. So if you roll this, then you get one of these. And if you roll this, then you get one of these. Now, these are not full lemons and full core chests. These are 1 shard each. This is 3,600. This is 9,000. This is, I think, 5 shards each. So these are like 1/10 of the usual, or 1/5 of the usual, something like that. It works out to 1/5. But the fact that you can get upgrades, this is the biggest RNG in this event. It's the only real RNG in this event, but it is kind of nifty. I like it. And you can buy, as I said, these 60 of these guys for 24,000 gems. You can also directly buy these. Each one has 100 contract starry gems. So it's 2,500 CSG to buy out as many of them as you can buy, but that gets you like 25 of them. So some decent rewards there. I'm not sure if this is worth going in on. It'll probably depend on how your account looks on CSG, but it might be for some people. It's not bad. These are good rewards. And The side event with those foolish starry gems I mentioned, these guys, is you awaken foolish. And the stats on this are hilarious enough. I'm going to switch over to the Chinese so you can see the details. I also love Chinese name for the hero is dumb. Like, it's just a much more direct translation than I was expecting. So, if you get an E tier, you get one of these. D is 2, C is 4, B is 6, A is 10. And if you get into the S tiers, then you start getting these guys. So what that tells me is these have very different RNG for the rewards on this than the normal awakenings do. Normal awakenings, you can go a whole career without seeing a triple S. I expect there's going to be a lot of triple S in this event. Don't be surprised if you see some clickbait thumbnails over the upcoming week for event reviews. But yeah, I mean, it's the usual low end rewards. Like, you're not getting a ton out of this, but it's nice to have stuff. Like, you'll get a bit of stellar, you get some guild coins, you'll get random stuff. It's all right. We also have the usual treasure train stuff for this, and as usual, you get an extra train ticket every $6 you spend. There's essentially a Moonlight gift, but they're calling it something different this week. It's the usual sorts of rewards. Worth noting, at 50, 70, 100, and 200, you get one of the top tier eggs, which is nice. Yeah, there's an artifact in there. There's the double reward in Labyrinth. Your usual 70 pickaxes, 1300 prism starries, and like a million stellar. Nothing to sneeze at. 20 cores. This package here is the weekly package. It's got 90 the thread and some prisms, feathers, cores. This looks like the festival skin selection chest, which is nice to have. Festival skins have gotten harder to get in the last year or so. So this is a nice way to pick them up. You get your choice. You're, I hope, not limited to just Easter. And yeah, this is only a $50 package. It's not 100 like I originally thought, and for $50, this is not bad. Like, you wouldn't get much more than that alone for $50, or that is a $50. Plus, you're getting this, which is like, the better part of another doll. That's not bad. Value packs, lastly, are the usual sort of Sky Labyrinth value packs. Lots of gems in these. I think that might be more than usual. A lot of pickaxes, wishing coins, and you get 110 threaded or 55 plus the festival train tickets. The math works out. You can buy 2 of these for money and 2 for contract starries. So, yeah, that is enough to get you, as usual, all of the rewards in the main event. Now, one thing I will note here, this is a lot of pickaxes. If you max out this event, you're going to get a total of 655 pickaxes between the 40 you buy for gems, the 105 for logins, and the 120 from each set. So 480 from your value packs and 70 from your VIP rewards. 655. That is enough. Like I said, the Labyrinth thing isn't in the English, so we'll flip back to Chinese. It's about 20 per level. That gets down to level 30. Not many events in recent years have put you down this far into this. So you're going to get your sky chest. You're going to get, and because you're getting that for, you're getting double rewards, 2 artifacts, a lot of feathers, a lot of 10-star puppets, things like that. Apparently Labyrinth used to be one of the good events. It's really fallen off in recent years, but when you attach it to an event like this, it's not bad anymore. But the interesting part of this is almost always for Labyrinth, you use Queen and occasionally Asmodel as your main heroes. In this one, if you're whaling out the event, you want to use Sia. Sia is the one that scales as you go up. So originally it's like you get your energy, you get 2 squares cleared, almost nothing. But then the next one's 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And Sia is a fairly cheap one to activate. So Queen clears 7 for 43 energy. I think Sia, once you charge her up, clears 6 for 28. So you're doing a lot more. And by the time you get to level 30, Sia is definitely the best of the ones to invest in. So if you're going to max out this event, make sure you use Sia as your support hero in Labyrinth and not Queen. It's an unusual bit of advice, but in this case, it makes a lot of sense. Okay. So, any other notes? Oh, right, we wanted to look at the Chinese for this, because I think there was one other thing here I wanted to make note of. Yeah, it's got a little more details on exactly what's in these chests, and how you buy them. Yeah, and as usual, yeah, as I said, every $6 you get a treasure ticket. So that's about all the extra that's in the Chinese spoilers. It does explicitly mention the Lucky Cat, which is nice. So, upshot of this. What are you getting for this event? So, to max it out, $50 here, $300 here, and 7,500 contract starries. You get a total of one artifact here, two from the labyrinth, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14 here. So that's 17 total top rewards, of which 8 can be Destiny materials. That's the usual sort of number we see on big events these days. 17 is a very common number. But $350 to max it out is a good number. Like that's cheaper than most of these tend to be. Obviously, there's contract starries as well to consider, so it's a little more than that. But the fact that you're getting those prism starries at different parts of the event does offset a lot of that. So that'll cover, I think someone was saying about 4,000, 4,500 at current market rates. So that'll cover a good part of your contract starries for this event. You might need to spend 400, 450 to properly max the event if you have no contracts, but it's still pretty good. And you're getting like a lot of random sublimation here. Like these Easter eggs, if you go in on this, like you get 4 of the top ones for maxing out the VIP rewards. You get for your Easter eggs, you get 8 and 12 is 20 of the middle tier eggs, plus 25 with contract stars, plus whatever you roll here. You're getting actually a lot of rewards from this. I wouldn't be surprised if like the rewards from this start to add up pretty substantially for people who go heavy on this event. And I assume this is probably a festival treasure box, but nothing wrong with a festival treasure box. Actually, no, the festival boxes have that up in the corner. This might be a regular orange treasure box, which is not quite as good, but still kind of nifty. Yeah, so overall, I think this is a good event. Free to play gets 2 rewards, which is not quite as good as some events, but is still very competitive, especially because you get the selection. And really, it's the selection that makes this event good. The ratios aren't bad. Like, they're probably a little better than the average top event, but the ratios aren't bad, but the selection of rewards is really nice on this. You get a lot of choices to what you get for your rewards. The one downside of this event is there's no really good sweet spot for middle spenders. Like if you go for the $50 pack and you get 90 thread, then you need 60 more to complete another doll. Well, you get 55. The way the numbers work out, there's no really clean spot to stop up until you max the event, other than just free to play. So you're gonna have some wasted thread. Now, I mean, it's not fully wasted. You do get these early steps, so you get a bit of extra, cores or sublimation or whatever. It's not totally thrown away, but it's not what you might hope. So that part's a little unfortunate, but yeah, it looks like a really solid event to me. I will try to do a little more calculation. Most people who watch this are in more of the Discord channels for event reviews, so I'm going to put some commentary in there, but unusually for me on Thursdays, I have an in-office day today, so I'm not going to have access to my computer for this stuff, so I won't be able to put it in the video. But I will be on chat occasionally, and hopefully offering a bit of advice to anyone who's got any questions, or you can always ask questions in the comment section below. Yeah, so that's about the event review here. I like it, is the short answer. Last week, I was very skeptical because of the huge gambling aspect of it. But even just on ratios, even if you don't care about gambling as an effect in the game, I think this one's a better event. So I think if you're going to spend on either of them, spend on the upcoming for sure. That $50 pack is looking really good to me. Like, this unlocks a lot of stuff. I might try to find another $50 to spend to unlock like 3 of the top eggs and those pickaxes and $500,000 and the double rewards, because you're going to go fairly deep into this event. Like, if you were to do one $50 pack here, plus this, plus some contract stars, you can get pretty deep into Labyrinth, get a lot of rewards out of that with the doubling, for $100 out of pocket plus some contracts. I think that might be the closest we get to a sweet spot here. I'll try to do a little more analysis and throw it somewhere, but yeah, I think that's where we're at for this. I like it. If you're a spender, I think this is a good event to go in, and even if you're free to play, I think it's a good event to use your wishing coins on. Maybe throw a few gems at this if you got some spare gems. See what you get out of Foolish. We're going to need to see the treasure stats. We're going to need to see the odds on this, because like, if you're getting these every other roll, it's great. If you're getting them like as often as you get triple S's in normal gameplay, it's worthless. But we'll see. Anyway, I gotta get this video edited and then I gotta get out the door. But yeah, I look forward to talking to you all again next week. Thanks. Bye.